Last week, we talked about Richmond Raceway having some of the most controversial moments in NASCAR history, even though it is just a short track. Well, apparently, the more you dive into it, there's a lot of controversy that comes at short tracks. And here at Martinsville Speedway, it makes no exception as we look at one of the most controversial moments in Martinsville history, and it happened in 2015. 2015 was a very interesting season to say the least. This would be Jeff Gordon's final year running full-time in the Cup Series, and it would be a year where NASCAR would introduce a new package even though everyone loved the 2014 package. As the season progressed, it was very clear that drivers like Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart were not able to capitalize on the new package, but rather drivers that weren't really liked too much by the NASCAR fans, including Kyle Busch and Joey Logano. Joey Logano was having a spectacular year in the 2015 season as he was able to win the Daytona 500 as well as a race in Talladega and 3 races in a row in the playoffs. But unfortunately, during that time when he won 3 races in a row, he pissed off the 2003 champion. See, Joey Logano was locked into the next round as he was able to get the victory at Charlotte. Matt Kenseth, on the other hand, even though he was having a great 2015 season, needed a really good run at the race at Kansas. But a very interesting thing happened. See, instead of Joey Logano passing around Matt Kenseth, he actually took him out going into turns 1 and 2. Now, granted, Matt Kenseth was a little bit slower than Joey Logano, but still, for him to be that aggressive with having already a victory in the bag to lock himself into the next round, kind of a really bad move on Joey Logano's part. So when it came to Martinsville Speedway, yeah, things were getting pretty heated between those two drivers. Matt Kenseth was out of the playoffs as he was not able to get a victory during the round of 12. Instead, Joey Logano won every single race. But he wanted to redeem himself in the race at Martinsville, but once again would run into trouble. Not by Joey Logano, however, but by Joey Logano's teammate. This would leave a big wreck on the back straightaway, which would take out multiple drivers, leaving Joey Logano and Jeff Gordon in the first and second position. But then, good old Matt Kenseth wanted to get his revenge. The car more beat up than Tyler Reddick's car in the 2021 Daytona 500. Matt Kenseth was actually running to the back bumper of Joey Logano going into turns 1 and 2 and absolutely destroy his car. And it was no light tap either. He would jump the car going full speed into the turn, ending Joey Logano's day. Matt Kenseth would say the problem was due to brake issues, but we all knew what actually went down. I mean, look how blatant this is.
Obviously intentionally wrecked him, and like what happened the week before was more than 2 weeks before.
Kenseth would be suspended for 2 races following the incident. Many people would consider this a pretty brutal penalty to be given to the 2003 champion. However, to be honest with you, when you're multiple laps down and you wreck the leader that bad, yeah, you deserve some sort of suspension coming from that. Jeff Gordon would be able to hold off the rest of the field and get his 93rd victory in the Cup Series, making it his final win in his NASCAR Cup Series career. This would advance Jeff Gordon into the Final 4, but Joey Logano would not be able to make it in. So if you're a Jeff Gordon or Matt Kenseth fan, or just a fan who loves to see revenge out on the racetrack, this is definitely one of the greatest moments in NASCAR. But you have to agree that this is definitely one of the most controversial incidents to happen at Martinsville Speedway.